Welcome to the Youthpreneur podcast, and today's episode is an English one because I have a special guest from Dallas. My guest is a successful entrepreneur, author, and he also is an inspiration for many people. You can see that he understands the YouTube game very well because he's gaining hundreds of subscribers daily. I am really thankful to announce Patrick Bet-David. Hello and welcome, Patrick.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, and as you can see, I'm a bit nervous, but yeah. And how are you doing?
I am doing very good. It's good to be doing a podcast for Youthpreneur from Germany, now in Prague. So that's a good story behind it.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I told a little bit about you, but there are many things behind that story. And tell us a bit more about you, please.
So I was born and raised in Iran. I lived in Iran for 10 years. And when the war was going on and Khomeini died June 3rd of 89, we escaped to Germany. I lived in Germany for a year and a half at a refugee camp in Erlangen, I think an hour outside of...
Sorry, I was living in Fürth. That's 15 kilometers away from Erlangen. I'm a bit...
Really?
Yeah, really.
I lived in Erlangen for a year and a half. Yeah, and I remember when I first bought my Super Nintendo, I bought it from the Kaufhaus in Erlangen. I mean, we used to go there. There was a big swimming pool in Erlangen. It was like 4 or 5 pools next to each other. They had one that had a 10-foot diving board, and then they had one for the kids. And I would go there and I would collect all the beer bottles from that swimming pool, and I would bring it back to the owner, and he would give me 5 pfennig per beer bottle. And that's how I bought my first Super Nintendo. And the reason, I have to tell you the story because it's interesting. You told me you're from Prague. My motivation was there was a girl living at the refugee camp who was from Prague. Katarina was her name. I'll never forget this name. And I really liked her. Her brother and I were friends, but I liked her, and he liked the Super Nintendo. So I had to make sure that I got myself a Super Nintendo so he can play Super Nintendo and I can play with his sister. And we ended up making a very good deal together once that happened. I'm friends with her till today. So very interesting story. But anyways, after Germany came to America, November 28, 1990, I wasn't too good in school. I wasn't a good student. Had terrible grades. Troublemaker. Right after the school, I went to the Army. I was in the U.S. Army for about 2.5 years, 3 years. Then I got out. I wanted to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger who marries a Kennedy and becomes an actor and becomes an entrepreneur and one day becomes a governor. That's what I wanted to do, but then I chose a whole different route, and I went into financial services. I started working at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, then Transamerican. In October of '09. I started my own financial firm with several of my peers out of Northridge, California, in one city. And today, 7 years later, we are now in 49 states. We have one more state to be all state in America, 49 states, and we have roughly 2,400 agents selling life insurance and annuities in America. And it's been an exciting story. So YouTube is what I do on the side part-time. I run a financial firm full-time.
Yeah, great story and good to know because, the topic should be today, how to use YouTube as a supporting force for your business. So interesting that you have a business and YouTube is the side hustle, if I can say it like this. So first, I would like to ask you, did you start YouTube to get rich and make money? Because that is what so many online marketers out there want to convince us.
Many people do that, but YouTube. I mean, depends what kind of a money you want to make. What type of money you want to make. If you want to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, you can do with YouTube. If you're very good with certain things, you really start making money with YouTube when you get to 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers is when you really start making money. If you got 1 million subscribers and you're getting, 500,000 views a day or more, now you're making real money. And I'm talking real money you're getting. But not at 100,000 subs. 100,000 subs it's not to make money. My outcome was never to make money. I'm writing books not to make money. I just had my literary agent came here and we spent 2.5 hours together yesterday. And I told him, I said, I have no reason, no desire to make money publishing books. Whatever I get, let's just say I publish a book and they pay me $250,000. I said $250,000 is all going to be spent to market that book. I'm already making money from my financial firm, but YouTube was something where I think there's a big opportunity for you to find out how to have your own voice, how to be heard, and you got to choose a platform that works best for you. And YouTube was the best platform that I chose to go with.
Good one, because yeah, everybody wants to tell everyone out there who hasn't started yet to get on different channels and then make money from scratch, something like this. So instant cash, and it's good to know that it isn't that easy. So yeah, nice to know. So I would like to ask you, can you tell a story when you realized that your YouTube channel supports your business? Because I think it does.
Yeah, so, again, it goes back to, I did a video once, I think it was about 1.5 years ago when I did. I said, what's more important, your face, your voice, or your name, your voice, your face, right? Which is more important? Those three. Is it your face? So what do you mean, Pat, by your face? Well, if you're an extremely good-looking model or girl and you're extremely handsome or pretty, you gotta use your looks, because nowadays there's a lot of people on Instagram that have 1 million followers because they have an incredible six-pack or beautiful body, and they have used their looks to get ahead with marketing. It works very, very well for a lot of people who have the looks. So what if you don't have the looks? Do you have the name? What's the name? Is your dad's last name Rockefeller? Is your dad's last name Kennedy or Clinton or Trump or Gates or Buffett? Do you have that last name? So if you don't have the last name, if you do, great, because you can use all those connections to say, Dad, I want to become an attorney. Go work with my friend here and spend 3 months with him and see if you want to become an attorney. You go spend 3 months. Dad, I hate being an attorney. Okay, what do you want to do? I think I want to go out there and become an accountant. Go spend 3 months here with my best friend who's an accountant and see if you know what, Dad, I don't want to be an accountant. Then what do you want to do? I want to try real estate. Go spend 3 months with the best real estate agent I know in New York and see if you like it. Dad, I love real estate. Go do that. And here's my contacts, right? If you don't have the name, then what are you going to do? So then there's left your voice. Your voice. I believe your voice is more important than your name and your face. Because if you don't have a good-looking face, if you don't have a big family name, then your voice is what eventually leads to your face being recognized, is what eventually leads to your name being recognized. But it first starts with your voice. So now let's talk about your voice. What different ways can you use your voice? It's 3 different ways. One is you're a great writer. So you're an incredible writer and you want to go out there and write to be heard through writing, right? Or you got a great voice, and so you may start a podcast and you want to tell your stories through podcast because that's how you want to do it. Or you feel that you're going to do better on video because you're comfortable. Some people are not comfortable in front of the camera. They get nervous. That's why some people like writing, because no one can see them and judge them or anything, because when you're on camera, everyone's judging you. Oh, look at him, look at her, this, and that. Some people don't like that. They're not comfortable with it. It's totally fine. Pick one of those 3 platforms. So now let's just say you pick your platform. Voice, you're going to do podcast, or you're going to write, or you're going to do video. Once you chose your platform, the next thing is this. What do you know a lot about that will entertain other people and educate other people? Because what works nowadays effectively on social media? There are people that are very good at writing romance blogs, and oh my gosh, and she came home, and she saw him, and he was there, and she was wearing this blouse, and he was this. I mean, so, oh my God, this is such great romance. Now I'm reading what's fascinating to me. Okay, great. Some people are great at pranks. So, oh my gosh, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, pa, and they drop and everybody runs. Oh, this is so scary and it's funny. Everybody laughs. 4 million views. Some people want to do pranks because they have a humor to want to do pranks. Some people want to do videos and they want to do gossip. Do you know who Kim Kardashian was with today? This Kim Kardashian. I can't stand Kim Kardashian. Do you know this other person here? Do you know? Okay, some people want to do that. Some people want to talk politics. I hate the president. America sucks. The Russia's the greatest country and China's terrible and Germany is this and Donald Trump is this and Hillary Clinton is this and this person is this. They want to talk politics. What do you know a lot about? Is it business? Is it politics? Is it music? What is it? Choose what you like a lot to talk about, that you actually know what you're talking about. Then pick your platform and start talking about that. I met a guy who was an attorney for many years, very successful attorney. And his entire life, he knew everything about Walt Disney. When I tell you everything about Walt Disney, I'm talking he knew every single thing about Disney. Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, what movie, what cartoon came out, how it did, what's the story, Sleeping Beauty, every single thing. So one day he decides to start a podcast. And you know what he talks about on his podcast? Everything about Walt Disney. He has 80,000 listeners that listen to his podcast. Think about that. He's talking about Disney. He's an attorney. All he wants to do now is talk about Disney. So you got to find your voice. You got to find what your everyone is interesting in their own way. What makes you interesting? And then if you are interesting and you know things to talk about a certain area, then people want to hear more about you. And obviously nowadays, when you're running a business, you have two brands. Everybody today in running a business has two brands. One is your company, and one is you. This can help or break your business. If you don't have a voice, well, then no one knows the business, because who's the voice behind the company? They want to know the voice. So if you now do have a voice, what do you talk about? So people wanted, oh my gosh, he sounds so interesting. I like his company. What's this company about? Let me see who's behind the company. Oh, he's so interesting. I'll do business with them. So you have two brands today. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. It is today. So you kind of need to make sure you're doing that, or else if your competitors do that, they have a bit of an advantage over you. So that's what I would tell you. I think I got very specific with the question you asked, but that's why I would say YouTube has helped us out a lot with our business, because I chose the subject of entrepreneurship, and we got very specific to entrepreneurship. And now if you go on YouTube and you type in the word entrepreneur, if you just type in the word entrepreneur on YouTube, I think 6 out of the 25 videos that'll come up is from us, because all we talk about is entrepreneur.
Yeah, I see. So because you have a shirt and there is written "I am an entrepreneur." So yeah, that's and your logo. So perfect. Yes. Yeah, and I can That's right, because every time I search for entrepreneur, I find your videos, and so everything I search is mostly on yours when it isn't available in German. So yeah, no. And so I have a question. You have many high quality videos that go viral around the world, and few days ago I saw some friends who shared your life of an entrepreneur in 90 seconds. So I love this video, but that's not a question. My question is, how do you create videos that go viral? Are there any patterns for the creation?
Yeah, so I did a video called, what was it, Mario? 24 Keys to Helping Your Content Go Viral, right? Maybe you want to put that on the bottom of your podcast link so your audience can listen to it. Is it called what? How to Make Your Content Go Viral is what the video is called. How to Make Your Content. And it's a 59-minute video, and I go very detailed into it. There's nothing I'm leaving out on what we did, and I'm telling the whole story of what happened for Life of an Entrepreneur to get 29 million views. I give every single specific detail about it. So how do you make your content go viral? Well, you know, a big part of it is on the front end, you just got to do everything you can on your front end that you study on what goes viral. Long things don't go viral. Like a 90-minute thing is not going to go viral. Unless if it's a great movie, then it's feature movie that goes viral because there's a whole story behind it, etc., etc. Content that goes viral is either very funny. Think about it. Think about what videos everybody around the world has watched. There's a video, it's called Dance Evolution, the evolution of dance. It's this one man with the orange sweater and jeans who does every single dance from decades in like 8 minutes. Very funny man on what he did. This video has got 1.5 billion, 2 billion views, okay? So it's funny. Another one is pranks, do very well, and they go viral. Another one is extreme things like, you know, jumping off a cliff, or these guys who have these parachute things and they go flying, everybody watches, and it's close to hitting the wall or a mountain, and people like that. So extreme things do very well. Somebody who's very angry does very well. People like to see somebody angry. And then there's these fight videos that do very well. A person gets knocked out or a person gets hit. The most difficult type of videos to go viral are videos that are about value. Value-based videos are very hard to go viral because there isn't the, oh my gosh, I have to share this. This is so great. Everyone has to see this. Value is like, oh, this is what I need to do to help my business. This was great. And by the way, John will learn from this. Let me share this with John. Versus everyone needs to see this. So we wanted to find a way to tell the story of entrepreneurship and add emotion to it, the true story of entrepreneurship and add emotion to it. And Life of an Entrepreneur did that. It was perfectly timed because it was 90 seconds, and there was a lot of emotion in it. There was a red Ferrari that I owned was in it. It connected with everybody's struggles, because sometimes entrepreneurs think they're alone. So people who watched that video, I think the most common feedback that we got when people said the part of the video that connected with me was when you were knocking on the door and you got rejected, and then you still came back, and then he finally said yes, because that's how I feel. You know, people keep rejecting me, but I'm going to keep going back because eventually they're going to say yes to me. That resonated with them. So we combined entrepreneurship and storytelling with the emotion side that resonated with the audience, and it took off. And one of the other videos that we recently did was called Good Voice, Bad Voice. The mental battle of an entrepreneur. This is me and two other characters. It's all me, obviously, and I'm driving the car, and there's the bad Pat and there's the good Pat, and they're fighting and they're going back and forth. And that one did get as well. That one's longer. That was 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And very soon you're going to see us make a movie that'll be a 90-minute movie, and we're going to go to movie theaters, and it'll be around stories of entrepreneurism. And this concept is going to continue to go because we feel the world is a better place with more entrepreneurs in it. If we can make more people become entrepreneurs and see what they can use, their own abilities, their own gifts that they have to solve certain problems, we can solve 95% of the world's problems if we give more birth to entrepreneurs.
Good one, especially the one that value videos don't go that viral than others. So, and I wanted to talk about this 3-person video as well. So you said it, and that this was one video I also really like, because everybody who is in this situation can feel this. Every time you have a bad voice and a good voice, and you have to decide, oh, what am I doing next? And so yeah, that's an awesome one, and I will put everything we talked about in the show notes, so everyone can watch these videos because they are really good. And you said you will start producing your movie about 90 minutes. You started to produce, produced, sorry, Unlearn. So I found this really interesting, and I watched it today because to prepare for the interview, and also really, really good movie, well done. And I think more people should watch videos and movies like this instead of, I think Simpsons or something, because you can learn so much from a short 25 video. And yeah, I don't know why people don't do this, but yeah, I will link it up in the show notes as well. So we've talked about patterns shortly, and I would like to ask for another one. You're gaining, I think, around 1,000 subscribers per day. But that's not the normal case. Are there any strategies that will help people to gain more subscribers on YouTube?
Yes, stick to your message. Whatever your message is, stick to your message. Stick to whatever your message is that you're trying to talk about, and keep improving your message. So, look, I think a lot of times people want to become celebrities too fast without having earned the rights of becoming a celebrity. And let me explain what I mean by that so it doesn't sound condescending. For instance, there are many ways you can become a celebrity. You can become a celebrity by killing somebody. You'll be a celebrity. Everyone's going to write about you, but you're in prison for the rest of your life. That's stupid, is what it is. And many people have tried. A person who tried to kill John F. Kennedy, who tried to kill Lincoln, who tried to kill Reagan, these are people that wanted to become celebrities. It's a very, very shallow place to be, but it's a motivation. I want the world to know who I am. It's a legacy. It's this, it's that. Then there's ways to become a celebrity is by, accidentally leak a porn video of you having sex. Okay, a lot of people are doing that right now in Hollywood. And we know many names that have, one being Kim Kardashian, and now she's a celebrity. I don't know if I want to become a celebrity by having a porn video leaked out there and, hey, did you see Pat on a porn? I don't know if that's the right type of I can only imagine sitting with one of my clients, and the client says, are you Patrick David? I think I saw you in a porn before. Are you going to invest my money? I'm not going to do that because that's not the side I want to go into. What other ways can you become a celebrity? We can become a celebrity by getting arrested. You can become a celebrity by, doing a lot of dumb things. I think one of the best ways to do it is truly put 100% focus of improving this product. So take one subject. Our brain is scattered, right? So think about your brain. If this is your brain, let's just say this represents your brain, okay? What percentage of your brain is consumed by what? I'm going to say it one more time. So if your brain has the capacity to be 100%, the whole thing represents 100%, what is consuming your brain and your thoughts? For instance, video games, 8%. Hypothetically, because somebody can't stop playing. That's stupid, okay? Playing video games, if it's not what you want to do long term, right? So another thing would be consuming, now if you play video games for half an hour a week because it's a relief, someone's got to have a way of relieving and calming themselves down. For some people it's movies, for some people it's video games, for some people it's whatever. That's a different story. I'm talking people that play 20 hours of video games a week. That's stupid. That's not smart to do that. Unless if your YouTube channel is about what? Video games, because you're a gamer, right? Then that's your game. So then you look at the mind and you say the other 7% is consumed by partying. The other 11% is consumed by smoking weed. The other, because you're a youthpreneur, so I'm talking to the young audience. I know what it is to be young because I partied extremely hard and I was very good at it. My brain was consumed. So then the other part of your brain is consumed by 3 girlfriends, okay? And it's, so you text the wrong girlfriend and then she says, why'd you call me Maria? And then there's a fight and for a week you're fighting. Not necessary, right? Then the other part of your brain is consumed by a certain TV show. Then the other part of the TV brain is consumed. So what if you can take your brain's capacity and minimize it? Because no matter what you do, a part of your brain is going to be used to think about your family. You can't do nothing about that. A part of your brain is going to be consumed to be thinking about your health. You can't do anything about that. A part of your brain is going to be consumed to be thinking about your job because that's what you're doing to make a living. You have to make money so you can pay your bills so you're not under stress. And the more money you make and the more savings you set aside, you stop thinking about your stressful issues with your finances. So your brain's capacity gets even bigger. It's got more room to think about one subject. What if we can take 50% of your brain and add one subject to it? What do you think would happen to you? Think about that. Pick one subject and use majority of your brain's capacity to pay simple attention to this one subject. What would happen? Think about that for a second. What would happen? What if that one subject is entrepreneurship? What if that one subject is recruiting? What if that one subject is sales? What if that one subject is technology? What if that one subject is coding? What if that one subject is podcasting? What if that one subject is social media? What if that one subject is whatever? So my biggest challenge would be for anybody who is thinking about improving their YouTube channel is take one subject and immerse yourself in that one subject so much that you become an expert in a marketplace. Not just because you call yourself an expert, because the world calls you an expert based on how much you know about that one subject.
Yeah, really interesting. So I have a question in my own advantage.
Sure.
So do you think it would be clever to post the videos sorry, I'm searching for a word. Yeah, I'm taking with you right now. Should I post them on YouTube to support my podcast, or do you think it's a podcast, let it be, or
I would. Maybe you take all your podcasts and you simply put a picture of me and you, and then you next to me, or the logo next to you, and me here, or you next to me, whatever way you do it, and then put it on YouTube and let me be able to hear you on YouTube and here, because what will happen is I'll find you in more different places. The more places I can find you, see, social media is a net. It's simply a net. So think about it this way. You can either go fishing with one pole and one worm, or you can throw a big net and catch 50, 100, 200, 300 different fish, right? Podcast is just one pole. It's one outlet. You got to try YouTube. You got to try Snapchat. You got to get all of these things because it just adds to your base and you go wider. The wider you are, the easier it is to find you. If you put it on YouTube, it's going to benefit you because my name will be pulled up on YouTube. And if your video podcast does well on YouTube, it's just going to give you more subscriber, more traffic. So let's just say you interview somebody else who's got a big presence as well. They got 100,000 subscribers. They got 50,000 subscribers. Or whatever it is. You're going to be able to get from their audience on the search, like if you put the best interview, best podcast with Patrick Bet-David, for instance, that's probably going to do well if that's the title, right? and you're going to pull from my audience. You're going to pull from that person's audience. But I would do that. I would definitely do YouTube as well on top of your podcast.
Okay, thank you. I will try it because that's an awesome tip. So yeah, I think you're really busy, and you said you have half an hour, and we're talking for 25 minutes. So my last question is, and it's based on your about story on your website. Do you tell us about your own recipe of barbecuing chicken?
I like that. I haven't told anybody. Mario's sitting right there, and every time people come over and they know I'm barbecuing my chicken, you know, it's like everybody wants to come to the house. It's that good. It's that delicious. If I started a barbecuing company with my recipe on the way I make my chicken, the world would know about it. I promise you that.
So I will call you when I'm in Dallas, and then I get some chicken.
Let us know in advance, man. We'll see what we can do. If I have it marinated, you can be invited to come and try some of the chicken.
Okay, that's perfect. So I think we will close this interview right here, and everybody has some awesome tips for YouTube and could support his own business right here. And yeah, do you want to say something as the final words?
Yeah, I would say to all the young entrepreneurs out there, I just want you to know, you know, since you're doing something like this, is the future is in your hands. I was just in Harvard for 3 weeks at Harvard Business School with 144 other entrepreneurs. Total net worth was $20-some billion in the room from 60 different countries. And so many different problems were brought up. Water, oil, electric, power, global warming, cancer, AIDS, so many problems. And while we're there together, all we were thinking about was the fact that these problems are going to be solved by entrepreneurs. So some of you young entrepreneurs are listening to this, and you're listening to Fabian's podcast here, and you got to keep this part of mind. You are more important to the world than you think you are. You are more important to the world than you think you are. Sometimes on the way to a dream, you're going to get lost and find a bigger one. And I look forward to hearing about many of you getting lost and finding a bigger cause that ends up positively impacting the world. So I'll leave you with that.
Thank you. And awesome that you had taken the time and that I could interview you right here. And thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Fabian.